Hello friends, welcome back to the course. In the last video we have discussed about the making a node and adding a beam. Now in today's video we are going to discuss the few more commands like cursor, translational repeat and cut section. So let's start with that. Again, considering a new project, select here a plane, then as second video, so I write here project 2, length is in meter, force is in kilonewton. For next, add beams, finished. So the grid is appeared on the screen. Now in the last video we have discussed that adding the node and beam by adding a coordinates and then by joining the nodes through this node and beam. Now there is one more way where you can add a node over here. So whenever the grid is appeared on the screen, here this type of cross mark is appearing. So when you put this cross mark over here like 0 to 5, then I am taking it from 5 to again 5, next again 5, next again 0. So in this way also you can see here parallelly the coordinates of those points are get marked and the beams from node to node those are also get marked over here. So in this way also by adjusting the grid size also you can add the beam or node numbers over here, right? So now again selecting the geometry, now I just delete these beams. Yes. So now I add the node over here 0 0 0. Next I add the node at 4 0, then 0. Next is at 0 0 and -5. Next again 4 0 and -5. So these 4 nodes are get added over here. Then I'm adding a beam by joining this node to node. So this is node 1 2, then next here so like the beams and nodes are get added over here. Now this cursor is a node cursor. If I want to select a particular node, then when I am clicking on this node, that node is get selected and the information regarding or coordinates of that node are get highlighted in this node number. So if I am selecting this second node, the coordinates are highlighted of second node. So likewise this cursor is particularly used to select the node points. If I am selecting a whole figure like over here, considering the node numbering, so here all the nodes available are get selected. Similarly, this is a beam cursor which is used to select a beam. Like here beam 1, then beam 2, then beam 3, or if I am selecting a whole figure, then all the beams in the structure that will be get selected. And when you double click on this beam, then in that case the geometry, property, loading or related to coordinates of the node points, length, everything will be get appeared over here when you double click on any beam. So like over here beam number 4, then here beam number 3. So all the information related to that beam that will be get appeared on the screen. Now next is, today we are going to discuss about the translational repeat command. Repeat means nothing but repeating the same structure. So here if we all are knowing, if there are number of floor building or multi-storied building and the plan of all the floor is remains same, then instead of drawing a floor to floor plan and then connecting it, or instead of drawing all the node numbers or all the beams, here by using this translational repeat command we can repeat the same number of beams along x, along y or along z direction. So let's see here, this is the icon which is used to translational repeat. So initially first of all I have to select here a beam, all the beams, then select on this translation repeat command. Now as I have to repeat the floor along y direction, so here my global direction I am selecting as a y, and if my number of floors are 4 floors and the floor to floor height is suppose 3 meter, just I have to select over here number of steps as a 4 if it is G plus 3 building. Then here default spacing as or floor to floor height as a 3 and click on OK. So here you can see a floor will be get added over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 steps are get repeated as I selected over here. Or in another way, here I am selecting here again now 3 meter and selecting at this link steps. So here whenever I have selected along x direction, so y direction, then 3, spacing is also 3, then select over here link steps and OK. So now you can see the floor will be get repeated for all the 3 floor lengths, right? Now in this way, by using this translation repeat command, we can add a number of floors or repeat the same plan at different floors. So this translational repeat command is used to repeat the plan along y direction, or in the previous case if you see here selecting this along x direction also, if I am adding 1 2 steps spacing, then along here the 3 steps will be get added. Now let's add few more node points over here, like 8 0 0, then 8 0 and -5, and I am connecting these nodes by adding a beam over here. Like this. Now selecting all the beams, applying a translation repeat command, I am taking considering here 3 floors and floor to floor spacing as a 3 meter. OK, so it will be get repeated. By using shift plus n, I am showing displaying here the node numbers, right? Now here if I want to delete any particular beam, or if I want to add any particular beam, then it is highly difficult to do it in this type of complicated structure. So for that purpose there is one more command in start row known as a cut section. So here by using this cut section, now I can select any view of the figure, that is xy plane, yz plane or xz plane. Now if suppose I have to consider the view of this particular floor only, and this floor will be starting at point or at node number 15. So I am considering here xz plane and selecting a node over here as node number 15. If I am selecting OK, then only the view related to that node will be appeared over here. Then if I am considering this beam and delete this beam, so this beam is get deleted from the structure. And now if I am selecting this, clicking on this tab, the structure is get appeared, and now here you can observe the beam from 16 to 14 that will be get deleted. So any modifications related to addition or deletion of beam that you can do with the help of this cut section command. For example, again I am selecting this cut section, selecting xy plane. Now let's select the node number 9. OK, so here xy plane is get displayed over here. So here I am deleting this beam 9 to 10, and now clicking on this display whole structure. So now you can see here 9 to 10 beam is not over there. Similarly, you can add any particular node over there. Suppose I am selecting a cut section xz plane at again 15. OK, so that will be get selected over here. So now if I am adding any node we know the coordinates of that particular floor. So here by putting the node coordinate value at this particular point, we can add the node over here, and then by adding the node we can draw that additional beams at this level also. Okay, then selecting on this whole structure, so whole structure will be get displayed at this point. So in this way, by using this cursor, node cursor, then beam cursor, then also you can over here the plate cursor, solid cursor, those are used for any type of selections. And this translational repeat command is used to repeat the same structure along x or along y or along z direction. As well as the cut section is the command which is used to cut any particular floor level or any modification at any particular floor level. Okay, so we practice on these number of commands, and in the next video we see few more commands related to stack. Okay, thank you.